Mr. Imam Adam. Next up, let's look at the future with the AI and IT seminar. Please let's welcome Dr. Selçuk Basoy, Chief Engineer at Samsung Electronics, leading the development of cutting-edge AI solutions for 6G communications. He has previously worked as an RF optimization consultant for O2, Vodafone, and T-Mobile, and holds a PhD specializing in wireless networks, 5G, and machine learning. Welcome, Dr. Basoy.
Thank you, Saadet Hanım. Thank you. Can I share my screen?
Yes, of course.
I've got a few slides to show to me. Okay, I think everyone can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for inviting me. Good morning to all. So hope everyone is still awake and listening. So I just want to talk about the AI concept and what the opportunities are in the AI world. My background initially, I must say, is that mostly about wireless telecommunications, as Sadet briefly mentioned. It's about the wireless comms, as in the mobile phone networks as we know it, like the 5G, and I'm doing some research on the next future wireless technologies. But my main focus in the last 3-4 years is the AI applications in the networks kind of domain. So that's why I have been heavily involved with the developments in the AI world, and I would like to present you the opportunities in there. Now, I've got a few slides. My main objective here is to give you a little bit of a context about what AI is. I do appreciate that everyone has got some idea, but then, I think most of us, the knowledge just is very much geared towards the ChatGPT kind of applications, but AI is much more than that. And I will just give you the gist of it, and then we can then move on, how to study, what to do, and what the expectations are. And when you become an AI engineer, what the opportunities are and the salary levels, etc., etc. Okay, so as you can imagine, if you do have some interest in AI, you would know by now that there is a huge amount of global AI investment. It's 150 billion plus, and a huge amount of AI jobs being created, and in multiple industries. Almost every industry is either using AI or planning to use AI, and they are heavily developing for that. So there's a huge opportunity at the moment. So and AI is everywhere. AI is on your phone, on the music. Spotify is using AI. Netflix is using AI. All of our, almost all of our applications are using AI, and this simply doesn't equate to some ChatGPT kind of applications. There are so many more applications that uses AI at the moment. Okay, so if I just talk you through a little bit about the LLMs, the large language models, as in the ChatGPT kind of domain, this domain has always been there. I think what made it so popular is that data crunching, this huge amount of data, is a very computer, processing heavy. And with that, obviously, there's the cost and everything else, and people, the processing power that the whole world had was not good enough, or the support, in terms of the financial support, was not good enough. But then once ChatGPT or the OpenAI has shown that this can actually work, and it can be very, very beneficial and profitable for a lot of people, then a lot of investment came in. So the money has poured in. NVIDIA kind of companies has been so much rich because they are providing the processing power for these kind of AI training, and the advancement is so high at the moment. A lot of companies are interested in developing these foundation models, and as you know, and as you might have used, this just feeds in a lot of text. Whatever text you can find in the world, and trains an intelligent model which can give you answers in almost any subject. Quite recently, maybe I would say this year, there is another concept called agentic AI came along, which uses these kind of LLMs, the ChatGPT kind of models, but also uses a lot of other tools like databases and other tools that any businesses may have, IT tools I'm talking about. And with the APIs, they can talk to each other, and this AI, the agentic AI, the whole system can actually plan things for you, and then executes the plan and then tests the plan, does everything end to end, rather than just you give a question and it comes with an answer. So that agentic AI is something booming up at the moment, and it's quite fun as well. I don't know if you've used any, but rather than you ask for a piece of, for example, code to for it to produce, you can ask for an end-to-end project to be produced, and it will do everything, including the folder structure, the classes and everything else, each of the functions, with the explanations, etc. It will write the test code for you. It will implement it. It will show you it's working. Right. So large language models, I haven't got much time, so I won't go dive into it. Large language models are the ChatGPT kind of models, and it has got huge mathematics into it. So if you guys are interested in, further developing these models, because these models, yes, they are developed by OpenAI, Meta, kind of big companies, but then those other companies who are interested in these applications are picking them up and fine-tuning them with their own data, in their own context. For example, ChatGPT can be picked up by a law firm, and they retrain the model with their context, their data, whatever law text that they have, and it can be a law agent for you. And rather than they helping, having their help desks and these experts to ask questions, these law stuff can consult to that agent rather than people. So moving on, again, this describes about how LLMs work, and if you are interested in AI, you will get to know this quite a lot. There is an architecture called transformer architecture, which was built by the Google researchers back in 2017. So it's much older than ChatGPT, I would say. Which does the paper that they published is called the attention is all you need. So it's all about attention, as in, people have been focusing on sequence of the words and then predicting the next word. But then these Google researchers came up with this attention mechanism where they just go and pick up the word that actually gives a lot more weight into the context of the sentence. And this word may not be the very last word in the sentence, but it might be somewhere, towards the beginning as well. So it calculates this attention figures, and based on that, it just predicts the next word. Believe it or not, LLMs does work in that kind of way, where it just keeps predicting the next word to come up with that very meaningful articles. Okay, moving on. Agentic AI, I just talked about it a little bit, in the beginning. So this agentic AI, you can think of it as a system. It's not only an AI tool, but a number of AI tools, and plus other kind of IT systems, databases and any other systems that you might think about. They can be interconnected, and the AI systems intelligently, they consult to those tools, they get data from those tools, they process it, and then if they need more, they get more, and then maybe there is another AI agent that actually overlooks everything and provides feedback. For example, it says that, okay, you've done this thing slightly wrong, you have to improve this, and then this other agent goes and improves it and does it again and again and again, and maybe there is another agent that is in charge of the testing, etc., etc. So it's like a whole big system. You can see here that any kind of business in any industry, they might need this kind of a system, and they need to be customized. So we are not talking about AI just being OpenAI or Meta. Somebody built this huge AI system and that's it. No, it's a lot of customization, a lot of building with interacting and integrating with other tools and making it useful for a specific business. That's why an AI engineer role is very, very important, and it's very much needed in the industry. Okay, and this is the bit I like. People do focus on LLMs quite a lot, but AI is not only about LLMs. There are other AI systems which are still very, very applicable to a lot of businesses, like deep learning, which is inspired from the human brain. And that's something that fascinates me as well, that this AI is actually trying to replicate probably what humans are doing as being the most intelligent, living beings in the world. So there is a lot of sort of research areas that you guys could be interested to actually look at the human brain, or maybe any other animals' behaviors, and then maybe just try to implement those ideas into the AI world. That is also something that fascinates me. I hope that it just ignites some motivation for you guys as well. So deep learning, for example, is there's a lot of neurons, and there is a number of layers, and these are all fed by numbers. And there's a lot of weight figures for each of the neurons, and these weights get updated as and when the AI model is trained with new data. And it can be used, for example, in computer vision. It can looks at the picture and understands the objects in the picture, for example. It can be used for maybe self-driving, etc., in that kind of sense. Okay, so this is totally not obviously relevant, but not in the concept of LLM. It's a different kind of AI system. Maybe another AI system is called the reinforcement learning. This is again something that probably is inspired from the living beings. That simply this system is like there is an AI agent and there is an environment. An AI agent produces an action, and this action gets a reward. If this action makes something good in the environment, then it gets a good reward. If it does something bad, then it gets a bad reward. And with that, it learns. Next time when the same environment, same conditions come up, it knows that, oh, I've done this action before and I got some bad results. So I should better go for another action. So this kind of learning happens in reinforcement learning. Obviously, this is all a lot of experimentations with animals and stuff like that. We do see this, isn't it? When you're training your cat or dog or something, you give a good reward when it does something good, and then it tends to repeat the same thing because it knows that it's going to get a good reward. So something like that is actually applied in reinforcement learning, and it's very, very successful field, and it's used everywhere. As I said, I'm a wireless telecoms engineer, and we do use reinforcement learning all the time in 5G, 6G networks. This can be used in robots and self-driving and things like that, and indeed in wireless networks too. Okay, so I thought I'll just give you a little bit of a gist about in my domain how AI is being used as well. So in the 5G, 6G wireless networks, AI has been used quite heavily, I would say. We do use it for traffic prediction, for example, what kind of demand there is in the network, and based on the demand, then sometimes we switch off some of the base stations, and that's all controlled by the AI. We worked on before without AI kind of solutions, but AI does improve our like energy efficiency, for example, when we try to switch off some of the cells. As you can imagine, for example, in a network, there is the high peak kind of traffic demand in the middle of the day, but then in the middle of the night, there isn't much. And to be able to predict these hidden patterns in the network, and based on those patterns, we sometimes switch off on and off the cells. Load balancing is another area that we heavily use AI. Resource allocation for different business customers, we call them slices, is another big area that we do use AI as well. So AI, only within wireless networks domain is used quite heavily, and I would say this is replicated in many other industries. Again, talking about 5G here, I'll just skip this for the timing purposes. And AI is solving real problems, as I said, not only 5G, but healthcare, climate, entertainment, Netflix recommendations, for example, they recommend these new movies and things like that, specialized for you. That is done by AI, for example. There is a lot of AI stuff, and they are not ChatGPT kind of stuff, though. They are either deep learning, reinforcement learning, or some other technologies. Right. Okay. So that comes the exciting bit. Hopefully, we've got a little bit of time for this as well. Now, I'm hoping that, I've just given you some indication that this AI is everywhere. It's not about ChatGPT only, and a lot of businesses, small, large, medium businesses, they will want to use AI, and they do need AI engineers for that. And because this AI is booming and there is a lot of funding going into this industry, the AI engineers are getting quite a lot of salary. The starting salaries, I don't know, 40, 50K and moving upwards, really. I mean, even the starting salary could be very, very high. What you need to know is that, you need to have good coding skills. You need to understand maths, especially linear algebra, statistics, but you shouldn't be sort of scared for it, to be honest with you. A lot of the AI stuff comes as black boxes, unless you will become an AI researcher. If you're an AI engineer, you'll be using those AI libraries that's been built by those big companies, and you'll be implementing stuff for specific customers' needs. So in that sense, mathematics requirement could be minimal, and you can learn it on the go, on the job as well. Obviously, you'll be doing a whole big course about it as well, so you can learn things. You don't need to be scared about it. If you have this kind of automation kind of passion, and I hope I have given you the gist of what AI is, and the excitement about it, then you should go for it. Right. So, and you can start today. I think this slide is the most important slide of all. What I would like to say is that I don't want to talk to you about, what universities, what courses to study and everything. If you Google it, you'll find a lot of information about what courses you can go to. There is a lot of artificial intelligence courses, as well as computer science courses where you can specialize in artificial intelligence afterwards. My personal opinion is that you should possibly go with a computer science course, but with the mindset that you want to specialize in AI. So I think computer science is the foundation of it, and then you can go into AI sort of in the later years of the course. I think that would be the best bet. So what I would suggest is you go for you Google computer science courses. Depending on what A-level results you're getting, you'll have a look at their entry requirements and just pick the course accordingly. Obviously, the better the university is, the better the course is the better. But what I want to emphasize is that what is important in this industry is your knowledge. So I have, like in my, how many, some approaching to 30 years kind of experience, no one asked me where I got my degree from, or where I got my PhD from. They always try to understand if I know my subject, if I can produce. That's all. So in that sense, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go for the big universities. You should, and there are, in the UK we do have excellent universities with the top of the world researchers, professors in there, and they will have a lot to give to you, honestly. So I strongly recommend that make use of your this year to be able to come up with great results on your A levels and try to go to the best university. That's one thing. But the other thing is, if if you cannot get to that top university, but if you believe in yourself, if you believe in your passion, you can compensate being in a lower university with online courses, etc., etc. As you can see in this slide, there is a huge amount of resources online that you can actually train yourself to be a perfect AI engineer or even an AI researcher, and you might get into a job with a crazy amount of money, depending on how much you trained yourself. Not the degree itself, but the training yourself, your passion, you're sitting on it and spending hours on it is the key in this tech world, AI world. I think time is up. I hope that I could get questions, but if there is some questions, I can answer them. I'm happy. I have time, but if you want to move on, I can always answer them later as well. By all
Yeah.
means, do share my details with anybody is interested in AI, and I'm very much happy to talk directly to any of our students.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Basoy. That was a very generous offer. Thank you so much for your time today, and we will be on
No
to the
problem.
next talk. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for the invite. Please
Thank you
talk.
so much for coming. Take care.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you very much, Dr. Bush. So it truly is very inspiring to hear from people in high ranks at very successful companies like Samsung. Now, for those who want to inspire young minds, let's welcome Mrs. Jada